This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined with Ohara Davies on the eve of, I guess, the weigh-in for your big fight against Adam Azim on Saturday night. Didn't see you today at the open workout. What happened, man?
Listen, I told the guys at BOXXER and that guy I ain't coming to the open workout. They knew from Sunday or Monday when I got the weekly plan. I told them I ain't coming to this open workout. In boxing, you're meant to put the fighters first, and any boxing promoter that's got the fighters fighting on the Saturday, weighing in on the Friday, why would you make an open workout on a Thursday? The Thursday is our time to chill, is when we're the most hungry, the most tired, as we got to make weight. We're tired, we're hungry. A lot of us are quite dehydrated, depending on how they make weight. And why would you go on a Thursday and make an open workout on Thursday when that's the day that we're most fucked? If you got the fighters, if you got our best interests at heart, the open workout should be Monday, Tuesday, worst case on a Wednesday. But to make it on a Thursday, I told them from early, I ain't coming to this one. I just told them, you can do what you want, say what you want. You have to understand where I come from. But nowadays, us fighters, we're too yes men. Oh, I'm just happy to be fighting on Sky Sports. Or if I don't come, Ben's not going to sign me. Ben's not going to put me on the next show. I told him, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. And every fighter's got to have that mindset, because until we start to take a stand and to stand up for ourselves, we're going to be slave to the boxing promoters. We're going to be doing what they want. It's like, yes, man, I'll do this, I'll do that, I won't get sleep, I'll do something every day. I'm like, I'll do what I want. I'm the one that has to go in there and fight. We are the product. So we need to stop being afraid of them and afraid of not being on the shows no more. And we need to do what's best for us.
You saying that there, and you know, everyone always sort of complies. Do you feel like yourself, you've always sort of been that person that, you know, you're willing to sort of go sort of outside the box, be outside the lines? You know, you're almost in a way like you're always willing to like stand up against the establishment in a sense.
Exactly, and that's why I'm getting cancelled all the time. So I've got no sponsors for this fight. You know, it's a massive fight, live on Sky Sports. I ain't got not one sponsor. I ain't had a sponsor since I got thrown under the bus all those years ago. That's why I got thrown under the bus. This is why I left Matchroom. This is why I left Sims. This is why everything that's gone wrong in my boxing career has gone wrong. It's because I stand up for myself and I talk for myself. If I was a yes man, I'd still be at Sims' gym. I'd still be signed to Matchroom, and I'll still have a few sponsors. I'll probably be making more money than I make now. But because I'm just not cut that way, I'm not cut that way. I don't care. You can take whatever you want from me. I've got to speak my mind, and I wish that more fighters will have this mindset, because then boxing will be in a much better space. Yeah. Boxing.
Sorry, go on.
I feel like boxing will be in a much better space, but now boxing's not so much in a good space because the fighters are just slaves.
You don't have no regrets with what you say then?
Oh, absolutely not, because what I say, I speak my mind, and if I'm fake, I'm not gonna feel good. If I'm gonna feel good, I need to be myself. And sometimes I'm quite an emotional person, and when I feel that way, I say what's on my mind. I speak emotional. When I don't feel emotional, I speak not emotional. I say what I feel. One day I say I'm going to quit boxing. The next day I say I'm going to be fighting until I'm 50 to 60 years old. And if that's how I feel, that's how I feel. I can't control that. I don't have a script where I'm reading a book and I'm reading by the lines and I'm quoting what someone else wrote. I just say what I say, and that's what gets me in so much shit sometimes. But I can't be any other way.
Definitely. Yeah, well, I guess it is obviously fight week for another.
Also, in a good way, that's what's made me a character. Because when people say Ohara Davies, the first thing that comes to mind is he's a character. When he's online, or when he's on the TV, or when he's on the camera, he's gonna say some wild shit, and they want to see what I'm gonna say. And this is what's really kept me going all these years. Because even though, yes, if I was a by-the-book person, maybe I'll be loved more sponsors. But the way that I am, it's also kept me in the limelight, because I don't know what I'm going to say. The fans are very intrigued as to what I'm going to say, because no one knows. And so to be that way is good. To be a bit controversial is good. It's good for your character and for your marketing, because in my time in boxing, I've seen so many fighters come and go. So many fighters that I was with in the gym. They've all retired now, and I'm still going. And there's only a few of us that are there still going. Me, Conor Ben's still going. AJ's still going. Only a few of us. Anthony Yarde's still going. Only a few of us that went and turned pro back then are still fighting now. And you know, I'm glad to be amongst them.
You mentioned Anthony Yarde there. When was the last time you shared a card with him? Like, when was the last time? I guess because it must have been some time.
Listen, me and Anthony Yarde have been friends from even before we turned pro. It's from amateur boxing. I met Anthony in 2011. someone around then, and we've always been tight as amateurs. And then before Anthony Yarde was at Tunde's gym, before I was there, we was at the TKO gym up in Canning Town. Tony Cisse was our first, was the first place we met. And then he went over to Tunde, then I went over to Tunde, and then me and Tunde split, and then him and Tunde stayed. And then, we've been friends for a long time. And last time, we've only shared a card once, which was at the Frank Warren show. Yeah. I think Billy Joe Saunders headlined. This was in 2018 when I fought Paul Kamanga. And we haven't shared a card since.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I guess there's a lot of connotations on Saturday night, and as you say, Anthony Yarde there, Adam Azim as well, who's someone obviously you're fighting, and someone you remember. I remember speaking to you in January actually when I sort of talked about an Adam Azim fight, and you were like, it's a weird one because you've known him since you were sort of 9, 10, like since he was 9, 10. So yeah, full circle moment on Saturday night, but doesn't mean anything when you all step in the ring.
No, it doesn't mean anything when we get in the ring because listen, I spar my friends many times. I spar people that I know, and I still hit them. They hit me. If I'll go for the kill in sparring against my friends. So just because and Adam's the same way, even though he knows, we're boys, we've known each other from young, if he sees an opening, he's going to try and capitalise, and I'm going to do the same. But we're not fighting with any malice in our heart, with some anger, with no animosity. And I think what BOXXER wanted was some animosity, because when they made this fight, this is one of the things they asked. They asked me to give it to him a little bit. They wanted to see him under pressure, fight someone that talks back, is going to give you a little push. And I said, I can't do that. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. Because I can't be fake. I can only be real. And I like the guy. I like him, his dad and his brother. Come on, I ain't going to, So I said, listen, if you want that, you have to go get another person from the fight. Go get a Harlem Eubank or go get a Jordan Smith, because there will surely be some push and shove. Yeah. With me, I'm just here to fight, enjoy boxing, and to make some money. But yeah, that's not me anymore.
Did you take some offence to that? For them to try and for BOXXER to suggest for you to rile up Adam Azim? Did you take some offence to that, considering the relationship that you have with Adam?
Yeah, but BOXXER probably they knew that I know him, but they didn't know that I've known him for so long, from when he was a kid. And even though me and him don't talk every day, we hardly talk. Yeah. I've got him on my Instagram. We've probably never spoken on there, but we've known each other from when he was young. Yeah. So it's not like we're close boys. But since I've known him and his brother and his dad for all these years, so it was quite a thing. I was quite annoyed for them to ask me that. But listen, BOXXER only think about themselves. Listen, BOXXER have got they got a media workout on a Thursday. Don't give a fuck about the fighters. Yeah. And listen, I know they're going to see this and not like this. Ben, I know you're going to see this and you're not going to like this. But listen, you guys got a media workout on a Thursday. If you give a fuck about the fighters, we're dieting, we're hungry, and we're tired. A lot of the times we can't sleep because we're so hungry. When the fight comes a bit near, we can't sleep. It's not because we're thinking about the fight, because we're so fucking hungry. Not me, I make weight good now. But for some camps, when I haven't made weight good, I've been so fucking hungry and I can't sleep. And you think we're going to come out there and do the media workout on Thursday? Any promoter that does that don't give a fuck about the fighters. They only give a fuck about themselves and their show. Mm-hmm. So I understand why they asked me to talk some shit to Adam, because they don't give a fuck about me or about Adam.
That brings me on to a good point that I wanted to touch on with you, Ohara. I think if anyone follows you on social media, you've done a lot of reflecting, I guess, this week, especially on your boxing career. And, I think, boxers, when it comes to the sport, no matter how much you give to it, and for yourself, as you say, you gave so much to the game, and no matter how much you do love it, it's probably the most unforgiving sport in the world. And it's not necessarily a sport that's always going to love you back, no matter how much you love it. Do you feel like throughout your career, you've realised that, you've seen it, no matter how much you do love the sport, you have, it hasn't always loved you back at times?
Exactly. Listen, boxing's done me wrong, man. It's also done me right in some ways. The people I've met through boxing, the ideas I've got through my talks with the others that I've met in boxing. I've met some good friends in boxing, but as a whole, boxing's such a negative world. The world of boxing is so negative. It's so negative. Like, I was talking to you yesterday about the BOXXER news thing, of all the time and effort that Andy Joshua gave them. Let me get the picture up on my phone. All the time and the effort that Andy Joshua gave them during his years in the game, and he's a saviour of our sport, of the heavyweight weight class, and he's a saviour of our sport. A day after he got knocked out, they go and put that front page, Andy Joshua on the floor, knocked out cold, and Daniel Bar standing over him.
Sorry to cut you off. What I must add, it isn't just boxing news, but there's probably a lot of people that use that photo and probably put disrespect out on AJ after the fight.
Yeah, but I only saw the one through them. So anyway, when I saw the guy yesterday from BOXXER News and they wanted to have an interview with me, I told him to go fuck himself, because you guys want to come and interview me. But if this is me on Saturday night, then you're gonna go up and put up some like the same shit like this about me, and you want me to give you my time and my energy and my effort free of charge. You gotta pay me if you wanna speak to me, because if I get knocked out, this is what's me. And so this is what I'm showing you now. Is the guy from BOXXER News that messaged me on Instagram, asking me to get an interview, and I told him to go fuck himself. Tell BOXXER News to go fuck themselves. That's what I told him, because you guys are wrong. You guys are wrong, and yeah, listen. Like, a lot of the people that are mates, like, yes, if AJ got beat, they would go and put online, AJ got beat, or just put a picture of Daniel Dubois with the belt, or put a picture of Daniel Dubois with the belt holding it up. Don't put a picture of AJ on the floor and him standing over AJ, because you know us fighters and the people that run these boxing media pages, you know us. Cougar knows us. You know us. Like, you've got our phone numbers. We speak to you. Like, you know us. So you got to be biased in a way and try and make us look good in a way, you know, which is how it is to keep that bonds going. I think Anthony Yarde went through the same thing, because Anthony Yarde told me, it was like a few months ago. I hate talking about Anthony Yarde, because whenever me and him speak, he hates it when I go out and I say it. But anyway, after he fought Beterbiev, he had someone that was his mate, one of the interview people, acting like his mate and texting him and phoning him, and he's got a page, I forgot what page it was. And then after that fight, the picture that they put up on their boxing magazine the next day was a bad picture of him. Yeah. And this guy was like the main editor. He put the picture there, and Anthony was just like, fucking hell, like, you speak to me like my friend, and you got my number, and we chat like we're mates, and I lose and you go up and put up that picture. Go fuck yourself. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. And a lot of fighters go through this, but a lot of fighters just don't say it. Like, AJ won't say anything about that, and Yarde won't say anything about what thing. It's just because I'm saying it, just because I know, because he told me. That a lot of fighters don't say it. I come online and I say it, and I say everything.
Do you think you saw that after the Barroso fight, of like the negative connotations around it?
No, after the Barroso fight, no, it was just a bit, for me, I liked it because only you messaged me, and you know, a lot of these other people, I don't like them anyway, so I don't mind. But I did notice, I did notice. But the fans were like, Ohara's washed up, he's this, he's that. I stayed up to 2 a.m. to watch him fight, to get knocked out in the first round. He's so shit, blah, 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 blah. But if I'm so shit, how did I make it to this big stage? How did I make it to WBC Silver Champion, WBC International, twice WBA International, English title I've won. I fought for the Commonwealth, I fought for the WBA Interim World title. I'm not the best fighter in the world, I'm not Floyd Money Mayweather yet, but I'm not a shit fighter, and many fans come online and talk like I'm a shit fighter. A shit fighter doesn't achieve what I've achieved, and so many people are going to tune in to watch my fight on Saturday night, main event, live on Sky Sports. A shit fighter doesn't get there. Okay.
Final one from myself, and I'm sure you would have seen on Instagram, Lee and Ben Shalom had a bet. I think it was actually if you do win on Saturday night, Ben Shalom said he'd retire. I guess after this week, how you've been treated, that's an attractive, an added incentive, as they say.
Nah, I like Ben. You know, listen, this bet is not a serious bet anyway. Lee and Ben, you know, they always say stuff like, "Listen, Ben ain't gonna retire." Ben's young. You know, Ben's a bit younger than me. Yeah. He's only 30 years old. Yeah, Ben's young. Ben's new to the game. He ain't gonna retire. And you know, if I do win on the weekend, I don't want Ben to retire. I like Ben. Ben's good for the game. And even though I give him some shit off the camera, Ben's was like, "Listen to you, man. Give me a good time. I like you. Yeah. I like you." Ben messaged me on Instagram today. I put online, I put online, boxing's gonna miss me when I'm gone. I'm not gonna miss boxing. And Ben messaged me, "I'm gonna miss you when you're gone," even though he doesn't mean it. But Ben's just a nice person. He's got a good heart. Yeah. Ben's just like, and he knows that I've been through so much shit in my time in my time in this game, and he just wants me to feel good, and he wants me to enjoy my fight on the weekend. And even though he's not on my team, he's on Adam's team. I know Ben doesn't wish me any bad. He doesn't wish me to get knocked out, and he's not going to be glad if Adam does win the fight on the weekend. Ben's good for this game, and I like Ben, and you know, he's good for boxing. Yeah.
Definitely. Ohara, I appreciate taking time to speak to you. I know it's been a bit difficult today with obviously the media workers and that, but I do appreciate you letting me come to the hotel and interview you. And as always, mate, top man, and all the best on Saturday, mate. Top man. Thank you, mate. Cheers.